All right, let's talk about the IELTS speaking test. You know that feeling, right? Your heart's pounding. It's just you and an examiner. It's super intimidating. But here's the thing. What if I told you most of that fear comes from a really simple misunderstanding? And we're going to crack that code right now. And there it is. That's the key right there. See, so many people walk in thinking it's just a friendly chat, but it's not. It's a game. And this is so important. Most people don't struggle because their English is bad. Not at all. They struggle because they just don't know the rules of the game they're playing. Exactly. It's not a conversation, it's a performance. And think about it. Every performance has a structure, right? There are rules. There's a clear way they score you. The second you get that, the fear just melts away. And you start to feel like you're actually in control. Okay, so let's jump in. We're going to call this the IELTS speaking game because that's what it is. And, to win any game, first you've got to learn the rules. The great thing here is how predictable it all is. I mean, look at this. It's always you and a real person. It's always going to be about 11 to 14 minutes long. And no matter where you are in the world, the format is exactly the same. They're not trying to trick you. There are no surprises. It's just structure, pure and simple. And that structure has a very clear purpose. It's like a 3-level skill check. First, they test your comfort. Can you handle everyday topics? Then, they test your control. Can you organize your thoughts and speak for a longer time? And finally, they test your depth. Can you think about bigger, more abstract ideas? All right, let's talk about the examiner. This is a big one, maybe the biggest source of stress for people. If you misunderstand their role, it can really throw you off. So let's clear that up. Okay, burn this into your brain. The examiner is not your friend, and they are not your enemy. Think of them as a referee, a totally neutral, trained observer. Their job is just to watch you play the game and score you based on the rules. That's it. And here's what their job actually involves. They ask the questions, they keep a super strict eye on the time, and they score you without saying a word. They're actually trained to keep a straight face and not help you. So if they look bored or serious or don't smile, it has nothing to do with you. They're just following their instructions. It's literally part of the job. So we know the referee. Now let's get into the game itself. The 3 parts. You'll see how it ramps up. So the test always has these 3 parts. You start with some simple questions about you, then you get the long turn where you speak by yourself, and finally it wraps up with a deeper discussion. Each part builds on the last. Think of this as your cheat sheet for the whole test. Look at how it's designed. Part 1, they check if you're comfortable. Part 2, they check if you can organize your thoughts. Part 3, they test your critical thinking. It's a ladder, and you climb it step by step, and each step has a strict time limit. Okay, part 1. This is the part about you, your hometown, your job, what you like to do. It feels like a friendly warm-up, but trust me, it's a trap. This part is 100% scored, and it's where you make your first impression. A lot of people get too relaxed and just give away easy points here. Don't be that person. Next up, part 2, the long turn. This is where they hand you a card with a topic, give you 1 minute to think, and then you have to talk for 1 to 2 minutes straight. This is a test of your stamina and your ability to structure a mini speech on the fly. Going quiet or giving a short answer here is a really bad idea for your score. And then we hit part 3. Honestly, this is the toughest part of the whole test. The questions suddenly get bigger, more abstract. It's not about you anymore. It's about society, the world. This is where they really test your ability to think deeply. And yeah, this is the part that makes the difference between a good score and a great score. It's what separates a band 6 from a band 7 or higher. Okay, so we've got the structure down, but now we need to talk about some of the crazy myths that are out there, things that can totally wreck your score. So let's play a little game, myth versus truth. Myth number 1, part 1 is just a warm-up, it doesn't really count. Wrong. The truth is, it's fully scored and it sets the tone for everything that follows. That first impression is critical. Myth number 2, the faster you speak, the better your English sounds. No way. That's a huge mistake. The real goal is clarity. Being understood is everything. A clear, steady pace beats rushing and mumbling every single time. Okay, here's a big one for part 2. People get the topic card and they panic, thinking, I know nothing about this. But listen, the topic itself barely matters. It's all about how you talk about it. They're scoring your structure, your fluency, not whether you're an expert on the subject. And the last one, maybe the most dangerous myth of all, that if you did great in parts 1 and 2, you can just cruise through part 3. Absolutely not. If you mess up part 3, it puts a hard limit, a cap, on your final score. This is your moment to prove you deserve that high band. So we've got the game plan, we know the ref's job, and we've busted the myths. Now, how do we turn all this information into actual confidence when you're sitting in that chair? Because when you really get this structure, something amazing happens. Your anxiety just plummets. Why? Because there are no more surprises. You know what's coming. Your practice gets super focused. You stop panicking and guessing, and you start performing. So here's the bottom line. Winning the IELTS speaking game isn't about having a perfect accent or using a bunch of fancy words. It's about knowing the rules of the game and playing it right. It's all about strategy. And you know what? Knowing the structure gives you power. You're not just reacting anymore. You're anticipating. You're leading. You're in control. So the real question is, are you ready to stop just reacting and start leading? Let's leave it on this one thought. This test is not about how talented you are at English. It's about how aware you are. Aware of the rules, aware of the structure, aware of what they're looking for. And after this, you are now aware.